Welcome to Transitions from Campus to Career Success to Wealth Creation and Protection. Now, that's the journey everyone's on. You're on that journey. But generally, at your age, at the beginning stages of your career, you don't get the big picture. And you're not taught the big picture. And that's part of the mission of this class. This is an online class that will give you great insight for career and financial advantage. This is going to help you build a solid foundation that you're going to build upon, of course, because, life is about lifelong learning if you want to get ahead now. But this is going to give you a rock of Gibraltar that you're going to see the big picture, and then you're going to augment it through the rest of your career and your life. My goal for you, transformation. I literally want to change your life. And how do you become fundamentally different in a better way on both the career and the financial trajectories? And if you get it, and by that I mean you understand the big picture, you'll see things more strategically. And then if you engage early on in your career, it is far easier to develop lasting impact, sensational advantage versus waking up in your 40s and just trying to figure what's going on and how you're going to go ahead and do the second half of your working career and be prepared for a comfortable ending where you one day can put your feet up and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because in your 40s, everything is harder. If you do it now, early on in your 20-something years, this is a lot easier. Now, I'm going to introduce you to information and then skills, where you're going to see the road before you, and with that, again, a more strategic vision will be yours to have, with tools for your life and your career. And with that, because of this course, I believe you're going to approach life and career a little bit differently. This program's developed for 18 to 29-year-olds. At this stage of your life, academically, it's coming at you like crazy. Socially, learning to live on your own, either finding a new job or an internship or establishing yourself early in your career, and then coming up to speed on your role and how the organization you're with fits into the marketplace once you're in the workforce. And then how do you carve out a path? I mean, it's like drinking from a fire hose. So this is designed for you to create great advantage, again, on the two trajectories, career and personal finance. And with that, wealth accumulation. You're going to learn how to earn multiple job offers. And that's either from college or on every subsequent search over the span of your career. And how to thrive in that role, and how to replace it quickly and efficiently if need be. And, whether that's you get laid off or I want to get the hell out of here and I don't want to get caught looking around a little bit. And how to be wise with the money you earn. Most people aren't. You're going to learn a lot more about this. Here's a nugget for you. The opposite of success is not failure, it's conformity. So if you look to your left and you look to your right and you go, hey, I'm doing as good as everyone else, you're screwed, because the status quo is going to broke town and you want to go to building wealth. And then how do you create a plan that will build wealth that puts you in position that when you do retire, and I know that's a long way away, but like 40, 45 years, starting now has huge advantage. You're going to realize why we're prioritizing that now. But when you do retire, you can pay yourself more than what you made on your last year of employment. This is really, really cool. And I'm going to really, inspire you to set your goals high at this juncture. Your goal should be so big it's a little frightening. Go, can I pull this off? And then work like crazy to go ahead and make it so. And then monitor your activity along the way to make sure you're on track. Hey, there's no guarantees on future outcomes. Your mileage may vary. But the fact is, we can get there, and you're going to find that you're going to become much more successful with a plan than just playing it day to day. But one thing we can all do, we come to the table with different intellect, different skills, different learning styles, different approaches, different levels of energy. We're all different. But one thing we can all do is to become better. And we want you to become better than if you hadn't taken this course. If you engage with this material, you can enhance, make a huge difference in both the career side and the financial side. And this is going to be powerful advantage to you. Now, can anyone do this? If I'm making it sound too easy, can anyone do this? Yes, but generally they don't. And schools, by and large, don't teach this. There's ambition, there's talk, there's financial literacy. People give it lip service, in middle school, high school, and colleges. But are they engaged? And do they teach this well? From my perspective, absolutely not. However, some are pioneering and beginning to lead and add financial skills and acumen into their course offerings. Now, it depends how you count them, but there's over 4,300 colleges and universities in the United States. I believe each and every one of them, they should be teaching the path that when you leave college, that you've kind of got a roadmap on how you're going to build wealth over time. And then certainly in your 20-something years, they probably didn't give you this in college. Where are you going to get it now? So you can't wait for them to get the system right. You can't wait for them to reach out because you've got a very short runway. Time is of the essence. You need this information now, and this is essential material that will give you a huge advantage. So here we are, and that's why this course is for you. Now, not everyone's going to take a course like this or one like it, but you did, and you're here. And I would really say, on top of that, please keep a list of to-dos. Please take action on them. Please be engaged. And then go ahead and make those skills your own. Now, you're here. And the really cool thing is, as you engage, skills rise with activity. Let me give you an example. So we've all heard about the elevator pitch. That's when someone says to you on an interview, well, tell me about yourself. And you've got 15, 20, 30 seconds to go ahead and do a little summary about yourself. Now, the first time you do that is probably, let's take the gloves off, probably horrible. Okay, the next time you do it, it's a little better. Then you reflect on it, it's a little bit better. Then you watch a YouTube video and it even gets better. And skills rise with activity. This can be on any dimension in your career. And the more you use these skills, the better you get at them. And if others don't do these simple things, you're going to stand out because you do. Now get after this. Let's change your life. You can do this. So how does education work? From my perspective, it begins like this. First, it begins with awareness. We don't know what we don't know. And that's normal. And if you talk to people my age, they say, if I'd only known back then what I know now, I would have done things slightly differently and gotten tremendously different results. Now notice, they didn't say they were doing things incredibly differently, a little bit differently. And they ostensibly would have had the same life. Well, this course and materials can give you valuable insight. To do this, we're going to look at my generation, the baby boomers, and use it as a case study. This is really revealing. And now with that awareness, you'll decide, do you want to go the path of the average baby boomer, or do you want to avoid it and go in a superior way? You're going to make that choice. But awareness generally inspires action. So we show you tools that you can use to foster said action and benefits and extra momentum. And actions repeated over time become habits. And habits point to who you are and where you're going. And getting this right in your 20s will have tremendous lifelong impact. Now, the first half of this class and this course will focus on your career, getting a great job, thriving in that role, and then replacing it swiftly and efficiently if need be. Job search and near continuous employment are critical skills in the new economy. We'll show you why, but you really want to get great at them because you're going to have more jobs than previous generations. So this is a core competence that you've got to build. Now, on the second half of the course, we take a look at personal finance. And we're going to look at the baby boomers as a case study. This is the 401k generation. And we're going to see how they did financially. Pensions went away, 401k was introduced for them. They weren't trained how to do it. Heck, you're not trained how to do it by and large. And what can we go ahead and learn from this? And there's great lessons for you here. And then how are you wise with the money you earn? And how do you contribute to a plan to build long-term wealth, a plan that you truly understand? Because if you do, you have a better chance of sticking with it. You're also going to learn why now, this moment, is so critically important. You're about to manage a huge financial inflection point. Moving from campus, hey, everyone's broke on college campuses, to early employment, making that move, you're going to have an incredible financial upside, a trajectory, if you will, an inflection point, if you will. You're going to enter this inflection point from career economics, from campus economics. So how you manage this inflection point is critical to your long-term success. You're also going to learn why your 20-something years are so consequential. Message here, you can't squander your 20s. Now, we're going to tell you that, we're going to tell you why, and then we're going to tell you how you can get great advantage early on. And that will serve you. It'll be the wind to your back throughout the rest of your career. Now, this course is broken down into chapters. They're short and to the point. You've got enough on your plate right now than to go ahead and list the long, verbose sessions. We're going to be short, to the point, impactful, and I'm going to respect your time. Now, I had enough experience delivering this content that I can make the points in a very succinct manner, and then you can be in a strong position to put them to work and get advantage for yourself. You can watch it with a supporting video, or you can just listen to it, let's say if you're commuting or you're working out. So I think it's better with the video, but it's most important that you get this information. You can navigate the chapters as you need to. So let's say the career fair is in 2 weeks. I jump right to that. But the best way to do it is to take the course sequentially, because every session builds on what you've already learned. So it will make more sense to you if you do it sequentially. But if you have to go ahead and drop into another session, hey, you have the ability to do that. I suggest you take some notes, because you're going to hear lots of things. Yeah, how to do that. Yeah, how to do that. It's going to go at you so fast, it's easy for you not to get anything or to drop a ball. So you want notes, maybe with next actions or to-dos, and then you want to get after them so you can start to make progress. These are all steps towards progress, advantage, and betterment. So stay on it. Now, let me introduce myself. I'm Alan McMillan. I've become an expert on career transitions. And this course has two main dimensions, and I've mentioned this throughout the course of this opening: career and personal finance. Regarding the career portion, why am I qualified to teach this? Well, basically, I've been canned 4 times in my career. Most of it has been laid off, but one time it was actually for cause. I didn't do a very good job. And my employer was right. It was early in my career. I was over my skis. I got a job before my time. I didn't do a great job at it. But with all of that, I was forced to do a search without warning. And usually I was gunning for one position, the vice president of sales. And there's only one of those within a company. So, I mean, it's easier if you're going for an entry-level position because there's lots of those. So how was I going to approach this? I did what great salespeople do. You set a goal. What was the goal? I wanted to get multiple job offers. I wanted to land a job better than the one I just lost. Next step, I wanted to assess where I am today, my current reality, and then reverse engineer from the goal and then say, okay, what are the action steps I need to go ahead and land that successfully? And I developed a process that I'll be teaching you. I've taught this to people all along the years, mostly people in their 20s, sometimes in their 30s and 40s, and even coached some people in their 60s. And they all rave about this. And students and 20-somethings see great advantage. And again, they're saying, no one's teaching us this. I mean, it's not just some esoteric notion. This is about how do you go ahead and get great advantage. And it's more of a how-to work than some sort of, vague outcome we're trying to build for you. And each time I engaged in a new search, I went back to the system and built upon the last search. And you're going to be able to do that too. And we're going to teach you how to do that kind of advantage. Now, on the personal finance side, let me say, I'm not a financial planner. What you're about to learn has come from the School of Hard Knocks and a lot of research, both in job search and wealth creation. And when it comes to your personal finances, at some point when you get on your feet, you need to go ahead and secure a qualified and licensed financial professional. And I'm not that. But I can go ahead and point you into the direction of accumulation of wealth, that then the next logical step as you get moving would be to engage a professional. I spent the majority of my 4-decade career in sales, mostly high tech, senior management, and I began speaking on college campuses as a way to give back. I looked to my early career and I made good and bad decisions. And I'm going to be quite liberal in telling you the mistakes I made in order to get you, hopefully, to avoid some of them and the lessons along the way. I made good and bad career decisions. I made good and bad financial decisions. And the first time I was asked to do this course was years and years ago. They gave me a year to prepare the first talk, and the student reaction was incredibly overwhelming. And the students say, no one's teaching us this information. This is of critical importance, and no one's teaching us this. So that grew into this body of work that I've created called Learn, Earn, Retire. I've been in front of tens of thousands of students from coast to coast. Schools like MIT, Howard, University of Connecticut, University of Houston, Virginia Tech, North Carolina A&T, Syracuse, St. Cloud State, Indiana University, just to name a few. So this is a mix of large and small colleges and universities, public and private. And again, the most common remark from the students, no one's teaching us this. How can this be? You go to college to get a better job and make more money, and they don't dot this I and cross this T? It's shameful. I've worked with early employees at large organizations. I've built first-year experience programs, built one right up the road here at Hocking College, a tremendous 2-year program in Nelsonville, Ohio. And they're passing on critical skills to their students. I've taught this material at Ohio University. It was an incredibly popular class. Nearly 700 students had taken it. And again, the students call it life-changing. These are their words, not mine. They thought all students should be required to take this during their freshman year, and that would be a great thing. But colleges move very slowly. I'm now taking it online. I want to reach more people. These are critical skills for emerging talent. And as we dive into the data, you'll find that employment and personal finance outcomes need to improve from the regular status quo today. I know how to teach this because I've done it very successfully. And as we pass the baton to the emerging generation, that's you, we can, we should, and we must do better at preparing you for a more formidable career and life trajectory. Again, welcome. Boy, I'm really glad you're here. I want you to stay with this. I want you to get the advantage. I want you to take some notes. I want you to deploy this, and I want to change your life. Here we go.